Leave this tweet that I'm sending out for sarcasm. This is a stupid test. Well, let's figure out the stupid people in hip hop. And yes, for the people who are tuned in here, Vlad kind of put this out to say, if you're intrigued by this, you're the sheep, you're dumb. You believe anything. So I'm going to just be sarcastic. You're going to believe it. Vlad tweets a lot of times a day. He would have cleared this up if it was, oh shit, this is blown up too far. Let me clear it up. He's saying, let's get all the sheep together. So for all the people who believe this, you're dumb. Here's my problem with that. Because while you tweet this out, there's many things that you have claimed in this that have a lot of credence.
Nigga, he talking to you then, nigga. Cause you say anybody believe this, you're dumb. But you said to me, a lot of this has some credence in it. You believe, nigga. Dumbass, nigga. You believe he talking to you, goofy.
That I don't think that even Vlad maybe is as knowledgeable about what he's assuming or what he's trying to absolve by claiming it's sarcasm. So the idea of sarcasm is saying when you later tweet out, right? When you later tweet out and you claim it's sarcasm, you said, well, you know, I got paid $10K a month. Then during the trial, it went up to $50K a month. And then you're like, oh, no, that was a lie. But if you believe that lie, you believe anything. The truth is a little bit more cynical than just, oh, you're getting paid for Rock Nation. And that's where the problem I have with it is because you're making it sound ridiculous that maybe there's an entity within hip hop, maybe Rock Nation, that's doing underhanded things that we're all seeing and more people are becoming awoke to over time.
That's what I was saying earlier.
That's my second problem, right? This idea, when someone says, when he says it's deeper than that, Jay is Epstein.
See?
And that's supposed to be sarcasm because he's putting it across saying, if you believe that, you're an idiot. Well, are you? The guy's listed in the Epstein files. Yeah, okay, I get it. And we'll get to some of those files. Okay. Yeah, it was listed. It was an anonymous tip. But also, he's being emailed about, saying that he's buying people off and he's controlling culture at a different level. Okay.
Lies. All lies.
That was the two entrance.
All lies. Shut up, Act. You lying.
The entries on the Epstein list. But then, I keep telling you, the Mount Rushmore of predators and creeps is going to go Epstein, and the second one, most likely, well, we'll put Epstein, Peter Nygaard, and we probably got to put Harvey Weinstein up there, the guy who did that to the whole movie industry, film industry. He's just as bad as Epstein. You ever heard the stories about him? He just wasn't doing it on the island. He was doing it in hotel rooms and penthouses. He would get the actors and actresses. Maybe they all weren't underage, but he would get all your favorite up-and-coming actresses. He would be having his dick on their chest before they could get to set. Well, Jay-Z's hanging out with him a bunch. They're at dinners. They're photoed over.
Say, just like this. Why they say this? Oh, they went out to lunch. They went to, nigga, he. Where's all the people in the world that he had lunch and dinner with? Are those people up? Are we looking at that as like, oh, they did what he was doing? No, nigga, I can have lunch with a creep ass nigga and not know what he doing behind. Man, shut up, people.
Dozen times. They're going left, right, and center. He's answering questions for Jay-Z. That sounds like a handler. So that's where I have the problem with Vlad. Don't backtrack fully and make it seem that what you're saying, if anybody believed it, is an idiot. They're an idiot. There's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot of questions to be asked.
Bullshit.
You know, a while ago, I tried to have a really positive conversation about why Jay-Z would even be in the Epstein files. And, you know, I got met with the number one thing of we're going to protect someone who's lining our pockets. It's like, with all due respect, and I love 21 Savage, but it's like when 21 Savage said on the jail phone to Young Thug, hey, listen, remember when Gunna snitched and we swept it under the rug? Remember when we knew P was a rat, but he was signing all the young niggas in Atlanta and giving them opportunities and money. That's what that reminded me of. Where hip-hop media, when I think several other people said, why is Jay's name on here? They all said this first thing that really mirrors the 21 Savage defense of Gunna and also P as this. Why y'all like tearing down black people so much? Okay.
That was me.
That's code word for fuck what he did.
Fuck what
Fuck how he did
I don't care what the whole
Fuck who he screwed over. Fuck who he took advantage of.
I don't care.
Fuck the past.
I don't care.
It's all about where he's at now and what he's doing for us.
That's how I feel, y'all. That's how I feel. That's how I look at it. In
Entire hip hop.
Right there. This nigga, DJ Academic, all right, man. He figured me out. And that's how I look at it, man. Come on. This ain't him. You think Jay-Z would really do that to people, bro? Like, come on. I got everything. Why am I trying to screw you over, nigga? Come on, man. You want to fuck with me to get next to the money, nigga. You feel me? Why ain't nobody asking Yo Gotti, how's Jay-Z? I bet he will give him great praise. No argument there. But all these miscellaneous and nobody motherfuckers always want to come out the woodwork and talking shit about Hov. Like Mousy right here. I know you don't like him. You didn't like Diddy, nigga. I don't like you, nigga. You ain't like Diddy, nigga. I still rock with Diddy, nigga. I'm on one to the point. I don't care what they did behind closed doors. They was all adults. Who cares if he like men too? I care about that. I do care about that. Yeah, fuck Diddy. I forgot. Yeah, Diddy. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, Diddy. But I'm going to hold my tongue on Diddy until Diddy get out and tell his side of the story. Until I see what Diddy has to say, no comment. God damn it. Nigga made $1 billion. Nigga, he's great at something. God damn it. He's great at something. I don't know what it is, but something he's good at.
Media Scope said that. Not one wants to have qualitative conversation. Now, another reason, and really this is like, it's still part of the second reason I'm mad with Vlad about this tweet. His tweet is to make people who are skeptical look like lunatics, like loons, like you're just this out there type of person. You just, oh yeah, you're just sheep. You're fucking retarded. Like you can't look at things and patterns and maybe possible coincidence and then start to string a couple things and be like, this shit don't really make sense. You know, information is key, but too much information will always ruin you. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you get too much information, and we're in the information era, you stop thinking of things as just random possibilities and random coincidences, and you start drawing a little bit of patterns. That's how AI works, if you guys don't know.
Shut up, man.
AI works off two things. It works off training and it works off inference. You have a data center that gets a bunch of data, and they train on the data, which means responses, outcomes, and they learn the patterns of most likely outcomes.
Oh, no, he's telling the truth.
And then based on them training on that data, when you ask it a question, hey, listen, if I backflip out this window 3 feet up, which is like 84 feet, and I land onto 3 feet of snow, will I break my pelvic bone? It'll give you a really good answer. That's how AI works. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that for the people who takes Vlad's position to claim that there's a bunch of lunatics and just out there psychotic people that are just like blaming Rock Nation or doing whatever, I always beg those people to enter the realm of conversation that we could put forth all of the patterns that we're seeing that are factual, that seem to connect to maybe a few ongoing conclusions. Nobody wants to have those conversations. Not in hip hop. Remember, why y'all trying to tear a black man down, man? He was bought by CBS.
Yeah, like why you want to do that to hip hop artists? How about do it to your politicians? How about you do it over there, Mr. Act? How about you do it to your congressmen? How about you do it to people like that, not entertainers? Goofy. Do it to people who supposed to have a clean slate. Do it to people who make a real difference in the world. Don't do it to rappers, nigga. You want to dig through rappers' life, nigga. That's what you want to do. Nah, nigga, go dig through politicians' life. Expose them.
Okay. I got it. So I think Vlad's tweet did more harm than it did good. I know some people are like, oh, Rock Nation's mad at him. By the way, Rock Nation has sent cease and desist for little and less. The mere fact this is still up, I personally believe Rock Nation probably likes this because he's going to spin this as, I put out a tweet for the dummies. This was for all the idiots who don't know anything. They're trying to minimalize and make your thoughts minuscule. But
it's a lie, though. You can't just say it's a joke publicly like that. Nah, I didn't say, oh, if you didn't get it, then you a dummy. Nah, I don't even think he really look at it like that. That's just the narrative you trying to pull out there, Mr. DJ Academics. Oh shit, my phone about to die. I'm not even on my phone.
why I'm here. Now, let me give you a little bit of history, and then we're going to get into the tweet in its proper order. In 2018, at that point, Donald Trump is the current president of the United States. And if you don't know, he kind of ran his first term on this idea he's going to drain the swamp. And it was this idea that politics is inherently corrupt because all the people with power, more than serving the people that elected them, they all kind of become this cultish, one hand washes the other. It's all about us. F the people. Not really F the people, but what we have here, we're playing musical chairs. I'm senator this time. I'm governor that time. I'm like secretary of this time. We're all in politics. Politics as usual. Who said that?
Hova.
Now I'm going somewhere with this story, but you have to stick with me and be patient. That's why Trump supposedly got elected. He was someone that was not in the establishment. It was thought of that the establishment inherently was corrupt. The poor people and the people at the bottom always got screwed. The people at the top always won. And yes, Trump was never really at the bottom, but at least he was seen as the outsider. There was theories and thoughts about how politics worked.
This is the play. This is how you string it together. Bring up narratives. Start shit. Same thing Vlad did. He putting his finger roll on it. There's science to this shit, man. It's a science to this shit. I'm learning today.
Politics based on people that were either donors, lobbyists, all of these super PACs that would, kind of influence whether they wanted gun control a little bit lessened or increased. It basically, who cares if you wanted abortion? If there wasn't billionaires that really didn't want or wanted abortion, that would happen. So basically, you were getting out there to vote for people who didn't matter. I'm getting somewhere with the story. Just be patient. Trump gets elected. In 2018, there's this organization that kind of comes about, and they say, hey, listen, we know Trump is in there, but he's getting the rigmarole too. Everybody is still politics as usual. There's things going on inside the justice system that is still meant to protect the people that are rich and wealthy and the super billionaires and powerful people there. A lot of people say, hell nah, Trump's one of them. He's gonna rock with the people. They said no. There's this hidden controlling factor of politics that's really moving the invisible hand. They're protecting crime that's been done in front of your face, but you can't prove it. Like what? They're preying upon kids.
Is he reading something, y'all?
They're stealing from the poor. They're sacrificing. This is a cabal. It sounded crazy then. Sounded crazy then. Vlad would be one of the people that said, the people who believe these things, they're an idiot.
You said that multiple times.
Why? Even though there was a couple patterns that was very noticeable, Jeffrey Epstein, notably, gets sentenced, or did he kill himself, 2019, we start to see some real proof that maybe the super billionaires and trillionaires and the really rich motherfuckers, maybe they are doing some weird shit, and maybe they're protecting each other. We've seen some stuff by that time that there was some pattern recognition that people could get to. You see why I connected it to AI?
Why do we care about what billionaires do behind closed doors? Why are we so obsessed with what other people doing behind closed doors? We have a system in place. If things go wrong and you get away, go to the police and let us know about what happened. We'll go get the creeps whoever did what you did. But for all of us to be so obsessed about what people do behind closed doors with their significant others or with jump offs or whatever, like, why are we so into what that is? Like, if I like your music, I don't care who you sleeping with, man. If I like watching your movies, I don't care about your political views. And I shouldn't be able to tear you down because your shit might be a little off. Come on, man. So a lot of people do creepy stuff behind closed doors. Why we gotta be trying to look at famous people shit like that? Like, this is crazy to me, man. Leave it alone, please.
That's what people do. AI is trying to be learning like how we do. If you see some things like, wait, how come his shit in terms of him being accused of sex trafficking seems way less transparent than, let's say, Diddy's? There was rumors at that point that came out that says, well, the reason why Epstein's a little bit different is that he had a lot of powerful people that he's protected. If you give up Epstein, you give up them. So they got to protect Epstein, whether he's alive or dead.
How do we know?
Now, if I mentioned this name in 2018, they would laugh us out the room. One of the main organizations pushing this was QAnon. At that time, there was another anonymous person that kind of pushed another propaganda or idea of this cabal happening. They pushed an idea that was called Pizzagate. The idea behind both of them, and QAnon basically, I'll tell you what QAnon says. They said, listen, Epstein is not just a sole pedophilic creep or just some, sex trafficker. He's a sex trafficker for billionaires and millionaires and politicians and really powerful people. This guy is why, and I think one of their first accusations was that they said Trump had put someone, like his attorney general or someone to specially investigate some shit about Russia. But they said that's not really what it is. It's to actually investigate who else is on the Epstein list back then. People laughed at this. Yo, these niggas is nuts. Yo, QAnon, these niggas, yo, what are they smoking? Yo, they're an idiot. Pizzagate. Oh, okay. I'm not going to lie. I'm one of the people who said it was stupid too.
Because you're a goofy, nigga.
8 years later, just do a quick Google search.
Yeah.
QAnon Epstein. You'll basically see everybody saying, well, QAnon speculated about, we have now seen come to fruition within the Epstein files. They don't seem that crazy no more. They didn't have proof. But
with the Epstein files, you can make AI do all that, and we'll all believe it. All these files they got coming out and everything with the pictures blurred out, that look like something I can make AI give me. I wish I knew enough about this Epstein shit that I could really pop my shit. Cause
they said it was a secret cabal of really wealthy and powerful people that oftentimes was used for leverage, and they was sacrificed and do all that type of stuff. When we now read the super redacted, but half of the Epstein files, the 3 million of them, they seem like they're actually spitting facts. I think you guys get what I'm kind of getting at here.
No, I don't get nothing with you.
Okay?
I don't get it.
I think you guys get what I'm getting at.
No, I do not get what what are you trying to say? What does this have to do with Jay-Z? I'm only here for the Jay-Z talk. Not how you going to string along and pull false narratives and string in and say Jay-Z is part of this. No. Stop using our great's name, man. Clickbait. This is what got me here. I'm here to defend Ho. Talking all crazy outside your mouth, nigga. That's saying, look, his people is saying it. Ack and Vlad still the ops. Y'all niggas still the ops. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, man. I don't care about what y'all talking about, man. This is BS to me. But hey, man, you can believe what you want to believe, man. The narrative is crazy, man. It's a good spin. And you know what? I'm sitting here thinking that Vlad really said all that stuff, and he hasn't said none of that shit that DJ Academic is saying. He put out the quote, and he also was on Sneako. I seen that coming from his own situation. All these other narratives that DJ Academic's bringing on, man, fuck this nigga, man. Tell me it was sarcasm and whatever, my nigga. You knew what you was doing. Stop playing with us. You put out a lie, knew it was going to get a lot of traction. Didn't want to say it's sarcasm, and we didn't get sarcasm. Well, if I didn't have a conversation with you, how the fuck was I know you was being sarcastic? You know, like everybody else that's not into your world or what you talking about or your view on anything, see you put that tweet out and you talking about, oh, you didn't get it? It was sarcasm. Nigga, I don't know you like that to be knowing when you are and when you're not being sarcastic. So miss me with that shit. You knew talking about Jay-Z and Epstein was going to get you some traction. Fuck out my face with that bullshit.
Just to read something about this. The Epstein case fed directly into the rise of QAnon, a conspiracy movement built on the belief that the hidden elite was operating above the law. Does anybody in 2026 now believe, after seeing these Epstein files, the elite aren't operating above the law? What did it take for you to believe it? Because
the elite always move above the law. What is you crazy, nigga? Who you think be sponsoring and funding the police with extra shit and bonuses and shit? It be elite motherfuckers. Without them, nigga, who's getting paid? To think billionaires live and maneuver through the same thing how normal people do, nigga, you must be boo-boo the fool and think that's the same. It ain't the same. They move to a different drum.
Probably didn't believe it at first. And that's where the Vlad tweet is bigger than the tweet. Okay? All right. So, I hope you got that correlation. The correlation is just simple. The correlation is...
Man, where's the whole shit at?
It's easy to call people idiots when the information and the full pattern and the proof isn't always there. But this is going to be the main thing of my, whole spiel. Trust your gut. Just trust your gut. Whatever way you fall, just trust your gut. And I'm the guy who's I'm hard facts. But if you see a lot of pattern recognition and you keep seeing a lot of, I got Vlad on the phone. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Vlad.
Yeah, what's good?
I'm on stream, brother. You're the topic of conversation.
Yeah, you think?
Vlad, what's going on?
Man, look, if you look at like my previous tweets, I was talking about how ridiculous the whole news cycle was because they were bringing back this old video from May of Kelsey's bodyguard saying that she really was the shooter, and people like, oh, look, the evidence is in. And I'm like, this is a tweet from May, and he wasn't even the bodyguard that night. He was the bodyguard who claims he overheard something during the court proceedings, whatever. And people are like, oh, that's because Jay-Z, he bought off all the jurors. I said, okay, that's an interesting idea for a tweet. So I created this whole ridiculous tweet with every conspiracy theory laid out one after the other, to the point of even saying that Jay-Z did a verse for the judge's grandson.
Yeah, that was reaching, of course.
You think that was reaching?
Well, hey, listen, I knew this was a
I knew Hov wouldn't do
from the get-go. I was just speaking about the tweet.
I knew Hov wouldn't do that. Hov wouldn't give a nigga a verse. Nigga, come on, man. And all that shit for Megan Thee Stallion, nigga. Come on, nigga. For Megan, nigga. Come on. That's too much, nigga. Paying off all them people. I said it in my early video. Y'all got it. I got the receipt. I was on point. And I was correct. Ain't no way in the hell Jay-Z doing all that shit for Megan Thee Stallion, nigga. She still ain't recouped, nigga. Fuck you mean?
On stream hearing. By the way, Vlad, I'm telling you, you fucked the hip hop game up with this. Usually I get about 15,000 people watching me. I have 31,000 right now listening to me. Just let you know, okay? And it's all because of you. So we got to get down to some hard facts. Now,
okay.
I'll tell you two issues. And by the way, I've also said, me and you, we trade podcast appearances. I get on VladTV. You come on my show. Our next podcast has to be solely about this because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Now, I had two issues, and you could, we'll get into real depth, like I guess when we sit with each other. But my two issues was this: I think you sent and fired off this tweet because you slightly have an axe to grind still about Tory. Not that you have a problem with him, but people were skeptical of you of when you predicted an outcome, this and third. And I thought you putting up this tweet made an incident so big. Now it's like really kicking his back in for someone who is going through, like, he's incarcerated. It's not like you actually think he did it and he's free. He's incarcerated. He's trying to fight for his freedom or at least some type of relief. And I feel like this is kicking a man when he's down. Okay. Second,
hold on. Can I address the first one, or do you want to tell me?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Tory has been convicted by a jury of 12 people and has been sentenced. He filed an appeal and it was rejected. Now, you could say I'm kicking him while he's down or whatever. He has gone through the legal process and it didn't work out, which is what I've been saying the whole time. I don't have an axe to pick with Tory. I don't know him. We've never spoken. I ran into his dad and we had a respectful conversation. Me and his dad have each other's phone numbers. I said he can come to my show at any point. Tory can come do VladTV if he wants to call in or whatever else. I publicly said I feel really bad over what happened with him over the stabbing incident. But it's just like this constant cycle of like, oh, it was really someone else. He never did it. You know, he's the, Rock Nation manipulated everyone. Is just like a ridiculous theory. You know, in the same way that I've been talking about the Nicki Minaj's of the world and so forth, this is just the same thing. I don't have an axe to pick with Tory. I hope Tory does come home sooner than expected. I've always said this.
Well, the reason why I say you possibly have an axe to grind, and it appears so, and it feels like kicking him while he's down, because like there has always been a controversial case where not all of the constituents or the citizens in the United States or viewing public agree. Like, for example, with O.J. Simpson, would you go as far to say anybody who believes that O.J. did it, they're an idiot or they're just like lunatics? Because that's what this kind of comes across. I feel like there's a particular thing about the Tory thing. Not that I really don't think you have anything against him, but I know you, Vlad. When Vlad gives his opinion and he's right, Vlad loves to be like, I told you so. I think this is a told you so moment. Yet again, just it's blown up beyond that because now people are making a lot of other assumptions.
I mean, I guess you can frame it how you want to frame it. At the end of the day, this got triggered off of Kelsey's bodyguard saying that she was the shooter because you overheard her say it during a conversation. You could check. This whole thing entered the cycle once again. And it was all over like the blogs and everything else like that. And it's like, yo, I don't want Tory to stay in prison. I think he's done his time. He went through a horrific stabbing incident. I hope he comes home early. I have nothing against Tory. He can come do the show. Me and him have had one DM exchange, and that was it. Okay. That was it. That's our only interactions. But at the end of the day, this was triggered off of the lunacy coming back into the cycle again. At the end of the day, you know that he filed an appeal and it was struck down, right? But then again, only 2% of appeals ever go through.
Yeah. And again, these are things that the reasonable people who still have doubts, they're not denying. But and so, okay, we get it on that Tory part, but I think the bigger part of even why I think this kind of like it broke through the cycle, it's not that you just had an opinion on Tory, is that by lumping this idea of, oh, Jay-Z did this, Rock Nation did this, and then basically saying, well, if you believe that, like, come on, like, this is pure sarcasm. There's a lot of really interesting coincidences or real conversations.
Okay, well, then they got me then. Oh, this is sarcasm. Hold on, he didn't agree to that.
We could have about Rock Nation and Jay-Z. And while you lump it in here, now people are saying, well, all right, we get the Tory part. Like, I do get the Tory part where you're saying, you're putting out some facts. Hey, he was convicted. Hey, the appeal didn't go through. And the video you guys...
Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to notice something because Vlad hadn't talked yet. And remember, same thing I said, just like Hove. You don't have the person that's in the shit saying anything. So now Ack is trying to ask him, but also setting it up to say, yeah, this is what I was doing. And I want to know, and I want to see if DJ Academic is going to say, oh, yes, this was sarcasm. I was doing this. I want him to agree with everything he said because I don't think he knew what the fuck he was talking about. I think he was just trying to say some shit.
Are talking about was a old press conference that referred and referenced a bodyguard that wasn't a bodyguard that night, and also that bodyguard claimed that their proof was that they overheard a conversation while during the trial when they were bodyguard for Kelsey, and she allegedly...
It's all hearsay, right? Yes. It's all hearsay. Hearsay is not a reason to let someone out of prison. It's just hearsay. And in a court of law, it holds very little, usually no weight at all.
Okay. But the Jay-Z and Megan Thee Stallion stuff and well, really Rock Nation.
Bullshit.
That's where I think there's certain things that come into play that becomes a little bit, again, for someone like me, and I try to stick to the facts, but pattern recognition, sometimes it feels a little bit more.
So now he going to pattern recognition to say all this other stuff that because he want to say, oh, yeah, I know you was bullshitting about Tory Lanez and all that. But the Megan Thee Stallion stuff, it was some truth with that, right? Because pattern recognition shows that like something was going on, right? Get the fuck out of here. I want to see what Vlad gonna say.
More than coincidental. And I think when you mentioned Jay and Rock Nation and how they move, I think even when Nicki's talking about them, I don't think Nicki's out there. I think Nicki's actually speaking facts. I'll be honest with you.
Nah, bro. Nicki's unhinged. She's always been unhinged.
Whoa, I'm not talking about everything she's saying.
Get out of here.
I told you. Vlad is against everything. He's saying everything he said on that list, he's lying about. Ack is trying to say, oh, no, it's some validity to some of these things. But you just said that everything he said, he thinking all them people are dumb or slow. They don't know what's going on. But then you go and say, oh, yeah, I get that part, but this Meg part here. And this Nicki part here, but like, hold on. I said the Nicki part too, damn. I said Nicki too. I said I believe Nicki too. But fuck me, nigga. We talk about you. We talk about DJ Academic. You're wrong, nigga. You was just like me, nigga. You in the same bucket as me. You knew some of that shit was lying, but you was like, oh, hold on, what the fuck is he believe all this shit? Nah, just like me, Act. Lame-o.
Here, stop it. Me and you talked about her unhinged behavior.
No. I'm not saying about.
No, you can't use Nicki as like the.
I'm not defending every.
Rational thought.
Okay, I'm not defending everything Nicki's ever said about everyone. I'm saying when it comes to the conversation.
See, he backpedaling right now. He understands that Vlad is not going along with the story that he told his fans. Well, I'm talking about his fans. Vlad is not going along with what DJ Academic was telling his people. And now he's trying to backtell him like, hold on, I told everybody this. And you saying that? No. You saying no. That's why he tried to bring in that whole AI dealing with pattern and they bringing stuff from there if it keep on happening. That's what he was trying to bring that in to like, because he don't know shit. He lying.
She's had where she's mentioning Desiree Perez, Jay-Z, and Rock Nation. I don't believe those are all just, thoughts of a manic individual that have no either personal experiences with these people to support what she's saying. And here's the thing. The majority of what you've said, I could completely dispute because even when you say, which obviously you're being facetious, you're saying, well, Rock Nation paid us $10,000 a month, right? Let me ask you a question. You're being facetious, clearly. But do you believe that there's no one in the media, I wouldn't say necessarily getting paid off by Rock Nation, but that has mutually monetary interest that would be in their benefit to defend Rock Nation or Jay-Z?
I think, as you know, not even I think, I know for a fact, and you can agree with me on this, is that once you get into a certain industry, particularly something like music and entertainment, you have relationships, and
didn't I say that?
Often form into friendships with various people.
So, didn't I say that early in the live, y'all? I said, listen, if I do hip-hop and I'm talking about hip-hop, they're going to approach you and say, hey, can you promote my artist? How much does it cost? That does not mean they trying to make you hide some information about Jay-Z. You're on the payroll, but you're not on the payroll for that. This is a company that does this type of stuff. Like, you're in the music industry. You're dealing with.
So when you have relationships with people, then you're going to give them a pass. You're not going to talk bad about them, whatever else. You don't hear me ever talking bad about Boosie, right? Me and Boosie have a business relationship and a personal relationship. People have said certain things about Boosie, and I'm like, nah, I'm not co-signing that. Or I'm not even going to mention
It's a thin line, though, right? Because also, right, it's a very thin line. There's a thin line between friendship and just straight monetary incentive, right? And that's why I'm getting back to the payment, right? Because I think the old school way would be.
So hold on. Me and Boosie,
he's not dealing with this.
We have a personal relationship, but there's also a monetary incentive for both of us.
Yeah.
To keep things moving, right? I pay him for interviews. I mean, everyone knows this. This is not a secret. I pay him to do interviews, and those interviews are profitable. So we both are mutually dependent on each other. Not dependent on each other, but we work with each other. We both make money with each other. So, yeah, there's a monetary incentive there. right?
Yes, there is.
I'm not being extorted by
Hold on.
Boosie. You know, the Boosie mafia is out there killing people and
with all due
buying
respect,
judges and whatever else.
with all due respect, Boosie's not that powerful. There's about 1,000 things Rock Nation has been either behind, whether directly or indirectly, that pattern becomes. I don't think it's a coincidence.
See?
But when it comes to, like, say, payment, right?
I see what he's doing.
For example, there's a list of individuals.
I see what he's doing. He's still jabbing. He's still trying to jab at the whole Jay-Z deal. Nigga, get off of it, bro. The nigga who you made the whole story up is telling you it's all bullshit. You still trying to string along some of those lines he was saying and saying, oh, it's true, it's real. Let's talk about it. No, come on, man. Why would Jay-Z want to go against Lil Wayne? They not even in the same tier, nigga. What the fuck? What Nicki got going on in her life has nothing to do with Jay-Z. They're not even in the same bracket. Ain't nothing that goddamn it Jay-Z gonna do to fuck over Nicki. Nicki feeling that way. She looking nuts. She ain't fighting down, nigga. Nicki Minaj never fights down. Yeah, which sometimes she do. But this time she ain't. She fighting up, man. She looking up, saying, "Hey, help me out, nigga. Give me something. Feel sorry for me, cause I didn't fill out the paperwork. I didn't fill out the paperwork in time for me to get the real money, and all I was left with was this. I forgot I do know about that story."
That when Jay-Z was going up to get the casino deal, and he was the front celebrity, the face of the possible multi-billion-dollar deal, and they needed approval of the neighborhood council, he brought on a bunch of hip-hop folks to speak on his behalf. Those hip-hop folks, some of them are in media. None of them, has ever thought to, either take anything of him being in the media about whatever with any type of seriousness. I don't think that's friendship. I think that's a business opportunity, right? Like, I don't think some of these people, I don't think they're friends with Jay-Z that much. It's just a...
You talking about they fans, nigga. They grew up over Jay-Z. They see his business move, nigga. What the... See, this the problem. You got a problem with Hov. You fucking tell her. You fucking tell her. You didn't like Diddy neither, nigga. You don't like black Americans, bro. Let me see, can I put my own narrative on this? DJ academics don't like FBAs. That's what I'm coming up with. Because why is he always trying to turn it? Look, you heard him earlier. He said we should be able to go in and look through these people's background and see why you want to look through rappers' background and see what's going on? Black entertainers. You ain't talked about no Caribbean guys. You stayed on Lil Baby. You started off with Chief Keef. You went at Diddy, are great. You don't like Jay-Z. You steady throwing jabs and trying to like oh, I like Jay-Z. Man, shut up. We know you don't like us, nigga. I don't like you, Act. I kind of end up on a cool, kind of liking Vlad a little bit more because he kept it real. He's saying this shit was bullshit. So I ain't got no problem with Vlad now. But you still trying to hang and put Jay-Z in the mix. Talking all this Epstein talking about Jay-Z so it can be. Nah, nigga, we don't believe you. We don't believe that. Leave Hov out your situation. And leave Diddy out your situation, my nigga. Stop talking about Diddy. Stop talking about our greats, nigga. Talk about Jamaicans. Ain't that's where he from, Jamaica? Fucking foreigner. Man, I'm just in that ate a whole lot of foreigners. I didn't mean to say that. Fucking DJ Academic, you fucking Jamaican. Damn, I put Jamaicans in. Okay, you know what I mean, y'all. I don't like this nigga. Tether. Fucking tether. That's what he is. DJ Academic is a tether.
Hey, listen, this is a guy who I'm going to make money with. If y'all are trying to bring him down, you're bringing me down. Not going to let it happen. And so that's what I was trying to say. So when you send out that tweet, and
I don't think that's much of a point. Of course, people want to work with someone that they have potential business future with. Like, this is just normal business. Like, you know, and plus you're talking about something completely different. You're talking about someone stepping forward as a character witness or someone that's dealt with someone before, as opposed to saying that this guy paid a Mexican pedophile to stab Tory. Right, so you mean to tell me that Jay is going to put his whole future, his family, and his legacy on the line worse than Bill Cosby, right? Because if it was proven that Jay-Z paid to have a man stabbed up, that's worse than what Bill Cosby did.
Bro, I said that same shit earlier. That's too much work for fucking Megan Thee Stallion, bro. Like, come on, man.
Right? And every Jay-Z, everything will go down. The NFL deal gone. Album pulled off the shelves. Streaming services done. Invited nowhere. NFL deal, forget about it. So you can stab a dude who's already in prison?
That's crazy.
Okay, Vlad, I'm going to respond to you, and I'm going to say something that it's going to sound crazy, but I'm going to give an explanation. It'll completely make sense.
Okay, here we go.
But this is why when you post what you posted, it's like the feds releasing the Epstein files. I know that sounds crazy.
No, remotely similar, but go ahead.
Here's the explanation. To drown out some of the actual, maybe really credible and things that we could actually be like, oh, that was really going on. Like, for example, in the Epstein files, there's an individual named Les Wexner, former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch and also of Victoria's Secret. He was literally funding this guy, knowing all of this happened. Leon Black. There's real things in there, but with the release of it, they would put some crazy shit in there to say George Bush was eating the intestines of children after they sacrificed them and eating the fecal matter out of them. You know why? That people could say, this is all bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the most, like, again, I agree with you on that point you made about, you know, what was the point? The last point. I don't think everything is credible. But what I'm saying is that when you blanketly act like because some of the things aren't credible means that nobody should believe anything, that becomes a problem, right? Because
you full of shit.
What in my tweet? What? Like, name something in my tweet that's credible. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Name one credible thing in terms of what I said.
Okay, perfect.
Hold on, y'all. Don't forget earlier, DJ Academic said all of this is satire. None of this is real. And anybody that believes this, they're dumb. They not into the know. Now he trying to say some of that shit is true. So the same dumb as you were saying earlier, you talking about yourself, man.
All right. So this is what I would offer up. Okay, so you have a confession. Rock Nation been paying me to support Megan. I think when again, it's not credible as pertaining to you. But do I believe that Rock Nation, through its surrogates, has been, you know, financially incentivizing people to either support Megan? Absolutely. Absolutely, right? Now, again, it might not be credible to you, but when you say it as the person who, that's why I said it's the Epstein files, pause. Like, when you say, people think that, well, if this is...
Listen, why would Rock Nation pay people to big up Megan when if they stop paying or if anything happened, they can always say, well, y'all, Rock Nation paid me to do it. Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's plenty of artists out here that can fuck with who don't have a case online. Like, shit is stupid.
This isn't true. It's not true for everybody else, right? Because you're going to come out and say, of course they never paid me. Then people are thinking, well, they never paid anyone. Or they don't have any business incentives with people for them to support Meg on behalf of Rock Nation. Also, keep in mind, you know, and this is why I said pattern recognition. If Rock Nation has zero, and this is why I said we could discuss all these at length. If Rock Nation has zero care about the media, right? The media supposedly, painting, supporting Meg or painting her in a favorable light. Why did they essentially give their legal team to Meg Thee Stallion, fund millions of dollars to go after a blogger just to get 59,000? Right? Why
did Rock Nation actually fund that, or did Megan just fund that herself to prove a point? And I think, and when you talk about these media connections and so forth,
Vlad,
like I've really been kind of fair on both times, because the girl that Megan sued, I had a conversation with her and I told her that it's just financial bullying, because at the end of the day, some random blogger that doesn't have a massive following like this girl putting out a couple things about Tory does not change anything.
Vlad.
Doesn't change anything.
And this is where
and funding someone like me doesn't change anything.
And Vlad,
there's too many media outlets out there. It's not like it was in the 1980s, where if you got CNN to get behind you, suddenly you change the whole narrative. No. If they get you, me, everyone we know to say something on their behalf, there's still a much bigger media monster out there and so forth that's going to drown it all out.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because they claimed that Joe Budden, me, and Milagro was enough to sway people in Tory's favor. So why wouldn't you think?
Of course they're going to say that in court, because they're trying to win money in the case.
They spent millions of dollars. But hold on. Let me just.
I don't agree with this. I totally don't agree.
Okay.
I think that this girl and Joe Budden saying something makes no difference in the grand scheme of things. Okay. That's not a shot to either of them.
And let me connect the dots real quick in terms of Rock Nation. And when we do have our in-person conversation, I want you to ask me for proof, because I'm not here to just say shit that is in belief, right? So when I spoke about, and I did a 7 hour.
So now, the nigga who you got your information from is telling you it's all bullshit, but you gonna tell him when you meet up with me, I got facts for what you were saying. This is crazy. This is crazy. He don't like black people, bro. He don't like black Americans. This nigga DJ Academic is lame. He just told you it's all bullshit, and you trying to tell the nigga who. I sound crazy right now. I know I sound crazy. I'm sorry. My apologies, man. But this is BS.
Hour deposition with the law. It's the same law firm that's representing her that is Alex Spiro, who's Jay-Z's personal attorney. His firm, okay? Quinn Emanuel. I sat through an 8-hour deposition. In hour 5, one of the 7 attorneys on the call, they actually slipped up, and while trying to show me an exhibit, they showed their chat. And their chat to each other was, hey, Academics just said this. Could you let Desiree Perez, not Megan Thee Stallion, Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation. So I know you're saying, oh, Rock Nation has nothing to do with it. Why would that be a thing? Why would, in a deposition with me for Meg versus this woman, they need to alert Rock Nation if they're
what they got to do with Jay-Z?
And I have proof of this. This is not something I made up. I have literal proof.
Okay. So you have an artist that's tied to Rock Nation that's suing somebody using the same law firm that Rock Nation uses. Whether Rock Nation is funding it or not funding it, I'm not quite sure.
And they're relaying information.
This is all regular legal shit. People sue all the time. I sue people. People sue me. People have sued you before. I'm not sure if you've sued people. Like, this is regular business shit. People
and they're relaying information to Rock Nation, but you think they're
okay.
They're not
but isn't Megan signed to Rock Nation? So there is a business connection there. That's all fine. That's all plausible. Jay-Z buying off every juror.
That's what I'm saying.
Paying the doctor to lie about.
That's
Megan
what I'm
getting
saying.
Shot.
No.
Like,
That's why I keep saying Epstein files. We're not saying the doctor was bought off. Like, again, I'm a skeptic. I'll definitely say I'm a skeptic. I'm one of the educated skeptics. So some of this like low-hanging fruit, I'm going to quickly dismiss it to get to the real actual points. You see the real actual point I just said? The real actual point is I sat through a 7-hour deposition and they're relaying information to Rock Nation when you initially thought Rock Nation had zero to do with this Meg Thee Stallion.
See, there he go again. Do y'all see the play? He said earlier, it said Desiree. It didn't say shit about no fucking Rock Nation. You saying Rock Nation so you can say Jay-Z. You was online talking about Megan Thee Stallion's case, so you had to go do a deposition. You put yourself in a situation, bro. Don't be mad because her legal team and she with a company and they looking after their artists. Where does Jay-Z come in and point? And see, that's what I don't like about people who don't like anything that Rock Nation or people that work at Rock Nation do. They throw it all on Jay-Z. They throw it all on Jay-Z. Now, if he was smart, he could continue calling out the person that did all this, which is Desiree. He won't say her name. He'll say Rock Nation so he can link it to Jay-Z. More power, more people clicking on it, more people talking. This is bullshit.
Stallion lawsuit. Clearly they do if they're sending the info to the CEO. Secondly, during the trial, it's well documented that on the days that even when Megan Thee Stallion was not there, they saw sitting in tandem with the DA was Desiree Perez, CEO of Rock Nation. Again, hey.
Okay.
CEO of Rock Nation. You see he throw that in there. So if she the CEO of Rock Nation, why does Jay-Z name being brought up? Why does everybody want to say anything about Jay-Z? Anything that got anything that has to do with Rock Nation and what Rock Nation do, the person that's put at the top of that chain is not Jay-Z, y'all. It's the Desiree ladies. It's not Jay-Z. So why are you stringing in Jay-Z?
Those things probably should make you raise an antenna to say, hey, maybe Rock Nation, even if it's just for their artists, and obviously think about them as a company. Think about them as a company. They have maybe a financial incentive of trying to make her look like a victim or get Tory out the way. That their CEO that could be on doing anything at the time is sitting in court when even their client isn't there, Meg, to make sure and confirm with the DA, hoping to get a guilty outcome. That's a little bit.
That's bullshit. He keep on saying CEO, but the CEO is Desiree. Say her name and stop trying to wiggle it out so we'll think you talking about Jay-Z.
Odd, but okay. It might be coincidences.
Well, hold on. Their client is in court, not as not as someone being prosecuted, but as the victim. They're being supportive of their client, and
they're confirmed with the DA.
Level of personal, you know how it is in this business. Yeah, like you sign to people and you have personal relationships with people. I don't know what the personal relationship is between Megan and the people she signed to. Does she have a personal relationship with Jay? Does she have a personal relationship with Desiree? I mean, it's quite likely. And people showing up to support people, that's pretty normal. You see this all over the place. People are making a big deal because
you're missing a point. I'm trying to show you the proof of why regular people would think something seems odd. Have you ever heard of, in any regular cases, you're right, you've watched criminal cases, you've sued people civilly, and you've been sued, and so have I on a civil level. Have you ever seen where a CEO of a company that is signing a supposed victim, Megan Thee Stallion, is speaking to a DA in court while they are pursuing charges on someone else? Have you seen a manager talk to the DA as if they possibly could have some influence or could even ask questions when they're not the victim? That doesn't sound odd to you?
I don't see the huge problem with it. Like, you're representing the victim. At the end of the day, you're concerned about the victim. The victim is signed to you, and you may have an actual friendship with the victim.
So you're saying
you're on the side of the prosecution in this particular case, right? DA is representing.
They're not a
Megan.
victim. So if I go into court when they're prosecuting,
Megan's not the victim. What?
No. But
Megan's the victim.
Desiree Perez. Desiree
She's
Perez.
basically, hold on.
Get him,
She's
Vlad.
basically sitting with the victim's lawyers, the DA, right? That's the victim's lawyers. The district attorney is legally representing Megan.
Yes.
You're sitting with the lawyers of the victim.
Desiree Perez is not a lawyer.
No, hold on.
She's not a lawyer.
Huh?
Desiree Perez is the CEO of Rock Nation. She's not a lawyer.
The DA is the lawyer.
Yes.
Right?
But why would they be sitting with
Desiree
a company
Perez is
CEO
the
for a
lawyer
civil case
of
between
her
two
client.
individuals?
Shut up, Act.
I'm sorry?
Why would the DA be sitting with a CEO of a company in a case between a aggravated assault case between two individuals?
She the victim, nigga.
It's like imagine the CEO of Google comes to talk to the DA. Comes to talk to the DA about you versus somebody getting a fist fight. You wouldn't say this is a little bit odd?
Listen. If I signed you, right? Me and you are friends, right? We talk off camera way more than on camera, right? Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Me and you talk all the time. We run into each other. It's all love, whatever else, right?
Okay.
If you got attacked and the DA represented you and you were signed to me, let's say, I signed you. I signed academics, right? And then you got brutally attacked and someone shot you. Let's say Nicki shot you in the foot, right? Nicki Minaj shot academics in the foot and academics went to the DA. The DA is, taking his case on. He's going to court. And I sat with you on the DA side, and I'm talking to the DA saying, how do you think this is going? Whatever else. Why would that be weird at all? I am with my friend / client as he's being represented legally in a very serious case. Like, it's not that weird. It's not that strange at all. I would probably do the same thing. I would sit there and talk to the DA hoping that you would get justice in this case.
The picture that was painted is that they were conferring as if the CEO of Rock Nation has a particular stake. But okay, again, you see, I'm pointing out coincidences.
She has a client that's financially viable.
Okay, all right.
And they may even have a personal relationship on top of that.
Right. But Vlad, you can't have this both ways then, right? Because
but you don't know what they're saying.
Vlad.
Desiree Perez saying, I'll pay the DA.
I'm trying to stick to factual, but you're trying to have it both ways. I'm gonna tell you why, right? So I'm talking about a factual thing that happened. I'm saying I think that seems out of the ordinary. You're saying no, it doesn't. Well, if you're admitting, right, you're saying it doesn't seem out of the ordinary because they have this financial stake in Meg. Why does it seem out of the ordinary that maybe if their financial stake in Meg is that people see her as this victim and that Tory doesn't get to tell his part?
She is the victim.
Why does it not seem kind of not out of the ordinary that maybe they paid somebody to go attack him? Why does one seem completely normal and then the other, like if they need to show up to court, they're right there in the DA's ear. Now Tory's convicted, but he's still he's still shouting on the highest mountains. By the way, Meg's career has not recovered since then. People still think of her like a liar. You don't think the one thing that could make this all go away is if Tory dies? Why don't you think that maybe I'm not taking that leap. I'm not taking that leap, but what I'm saying is that you're on one side of the fence, you're saying it's completely normal that they have a stake in their artist and their artist is going through a case. They have financial incentive there. That's why they're talking to the DA. Fine. I'm giving you that. That's normal. Well, why is it then not normal if you feel like this guy might be nearing an appeal decision or whatever? Hey, let's make sure this motherfucker don't get out. Is that such a wild thing? They have no stake there either? And I'm not only talking about the stabbing. I'm not only talking about the stabbing. I'll talk about other things.
Okay, I would completely address this. Okay. Showing up for physical and emotional support is totally legal. Hiring someone for murder and risking your entire future.
Business, that don't make no sense.
Listen, a murder for hire? You're talking about Desiree Perez be sitting there right next to Lil Durk in a murder for hire case. If this was actually true, that's a huge leap. Showing up to court and having some words with the DA, hiring someone for murder, paying off a judge, paying off jury tampering, judge tampering. These are all serious felonies. And you're not going to say it's the same thing because it's not. These are totally different accusations.
Okay.
If you were signed to me, I would show up to court.
Listen, as you can notice, DJ Academic don't want Vlad to continue talking. And look what some of his fans are saying. DJ Academic hate Jay-Z so much he want him involved. I knew it. Oh, y'all can't see it. Sorry, y'all can't see it. Let's see what else they saying. It's hard to believe he would off himself. No. They talking about Epstein still. They still talking about Epstein. Let's see. Release the file. But Big Act is cooking today. No, he ain't. All-Star game going crazy. All-Star game on right now? All you Trump supporters are getting robbed. What did it say? Still not off the hook for having 666 followers on IG for a month and blaming it on his people above him, aka handlers. I don't know what that's about. They did say back in the opera was always around. They swiped that on the rug. What are they hiding? I'm proud of Act. He's matured so much he don't even get the fuck out of it. Kawhi Leonard for MVP. Vlad just used them same tactics. He's going to play every side until he can't, and that's all the info on God, y'all. Y'all need to say this Act would never kill himself. Act wants Jay-Z to be involved so bad. It's sad. Let me see what else we got here going on. Okay. All right, let's get back to it.
I talked to the DA.
Okay.
She's like, yo, man, I need you to kill Nicki Minaj. I said, no, I'm good. You're on your own with this one, Act. I need you to pay off the jury. Pay off the jury? You crazy? No, I'm not paying off anybody.
Okay, so what you're trying to do right now, you're doing a little bit of straw man, but let me say this to you. If 7 years ago I told you that maybe there were these wealthy people who used another wealthy guy that we don't know how he got rich, and they used his connects to go fuck with little girls and go over to an island, would you say who the hell would be billionaires and risk their freedom too? Would you say that, or would you say no? Of course they would do it.
Listen, obviously the Epstein files proved what they proved, and there's some
what
really,
did they prove?
some really.
Wait, what did they? What they proved is that there are people who think they're so powerful they operate above the law and beyond the law, and you can't.
It is people that move above the law, and it is above the law. Why are you acting like money? This is America, nigga. This is a fucking big ass company. Money rules everything, nigga. That's why if you have a good lawyer, if you did it, you can get off. If you can get a good enough defense, you can get off. So if you can get off with enough money, with a good defense, if you can get off, it don't matter if you did it or not. It just matters if you can pay for it. That's what America is. That's why so many people in jail right now, because they can't pay to get out. They can't bond out. They don't have the money to get out. And it's not even it's not even a lot of money to get out for that person. But that person is stuck in jail because they can't pay $500. I try to make sure I keep me some bread, bro. Y'all don't want to see me without no bread, because I'm going to turn into the boogeyman. All of yous. Give it up. I'll be Instagram scrolling to find me a sucker. You feel me? How did I just say that? I don't know where that came from. I'm not that person.
Can't put out of their reach that they might do something like that. That's the proof. More than sticking to one particular thing. Okay, let's say the Mexican guy has nothing to do with whatever. You don't think that there's probably a little bit of influence politically? Like, clearly when Tory gets locked up, it's either pardon or he's going to get an appeal. You don't think maybe there's a little bit of throwing their weight around to maybe make sure that Gavin Newsom, knows, hey, listen, the powers that be would not like a pardon to even be discussed, right? And maybe we don't see that, but maybe later on.
It costs too much money for that, for fucking Megan Thee Stallion, nigga. And that's Tory's. It costs too much money, nigga. And why, if anybody was gonna pay that tab, it would be Megan, not Jay-Z, nigga.
We see Gavin Newsom kicking it with some of the same people, kind of accusing the same cabal. They're at the Fanatics Fest in 2026 at the Super Bowl week. I don't know. I'm just saying, at what point do we start looking at the Epstein files and say we ignored a lot of shit? And Vlad, in 2018, people would have called those people lunatics. In 2019, lunatics. 2020, lunatics. All the way up till half the files are released. They're like, fuck, these guys are really spitting.
Listen, I don't think that you need to pay off Gavin Newsom to.
It's not about paying off. It's influence is everything else.
Listen, at the end of the day, Tory is an immigrant. No, sorry, not even immigrant. He is a Canadian citizen that came over to this country and shot a U.S. citizen in the foot, and he was convicted of it. I don't think that Gavin Newsom is going to pardon him on any level. He doesn't need Jay-Z or Desiree Perez or even Epstein to try to get him to change his mind. Tory's not going to be.
Okay, now we all know I started off this live hating Vlad, saying Vlad is a culture vulture. But Vlad is the most sanest person. He's the most sanest person on this phone call here. Ack is pissed off that his narrative don't have a sidekick with it, with a big platform to push it. They want our stars, y'all. Don't let them take our stars. Don't let DJ Academic. He destroyed the whole Chicago scene. He destroyed it, blew it up, got all niggas arrested, all kind of shit. I don't know if he got them arrested, but he got a lot of people in trouble. He put a light on people that didn't want the light on them. I don't trust DJ Academic. Now, Vlad is the type of person that'll lie and then come back and say, oh, no, it was sarcasm. I don't like Vlad for that. But what I do like Vlad for is when we hear him speak, he's clearing the shit up. Like, oh, no, this is all bullshit. I don't like DJ Academic trying to make it seem like he knew that Vlad was bullshit, but some of the shit had some validity to it. I can't even talk right now. My apologies, y'all. If you come for Hove, you gotta see me, man. If you talk about Jay-Z in a negative light, you gotta see me, man. It's in my Google searches, nigga. If your shit hit a nice number, I'm coming for you. Don't say shit about Jay-Z. And you won't hear nothing from me. Capiche? Let's continue, man.
Pardoned by Gavin Newsom. I even threw in that tidbit at the end. I'm like, okay, well, this is going to make it totally obvious. And Jay-Z even paid off Donald Trump not to pardon Tory, even though he can't actually do it. But, Trump likes to bend the rules. Trump cannot pardon someone in a state case. We both know that. I'm literally just making shit up as I'm typing.
I'm not getting at your post. We acknowledge that you were being facetious. What I'm saying is that the overall, I know you're gonna continue with saying, hey, listen, everything I said, these are complete just bullshit, and I'm not talking about everything specifically, but there are some overtones that we should possibly look at. For example, I do think there's a conversation to be had about even how that process, like if we're gonna make it about Tory, which I think is bigger than that. The conversation of, all right, why and when was Tory charged, right? If you want to believe certain things in his appeal or other things that got reported, it was said that, okay, yes, Meg was a little bit non-cooperative, but they approached the DA. They approached the DA and said, hey, listen, we need this guy to be indicted. And the indictment came. And so what happened is everything that happened. Now, again, I'm not here trying to argue, law and order or should justice be given. But my thing is the invisible hand. There's always and this is what the Epstein files is about. These people that did shit behind the scenes that was really in plain sight, but it was always seen as coincidence. It was always seen as, okay, why are these two hanging out? It's not until you see them on an island in a picture with like a Power Ranger panties like in between them, you're like, oh, they're fucking kids. At some point, we have to figure what these associations are. Yes, Jay's named twice in the Epstein files, but he was kicking it with Harvey Weinstein. I just want the Steen files. That's it. Not just Epstein, the Weinstein files too. You don't think there should be something, you know what I mean, maybe even asked about when it comes to, you know, have you seen the videos of Jay and Weinstein solely cozying up? No?
I mean, they have, did they have some sort of relationship? Was Weinstein a major Hollywood player? And was Jay-Z also a major entertainment player? Yeah.
Was Weinstein a major creep and accused of being a major creep?
Well, he got convicted of it. So yes, he was. Was Jay part of any of these activities?
As Jay-Z has any accusations that could be similar to that, not saying he's convicted or even accused, but do you think there should be no conversation, or you think it's just so out the realm of possibility for even a discussion to be had?
Listen, we could always have discussions about everything, and that's cool. The whole purpose of these tweets is to show people how gullible they actually are. That's the joke. The joke wasn't my tweet. It was the reaction, and I was right. Like this tweet is at over 10 million impressions right now.
I know.
All over TikTok, all over Instagram, all over other social media platforms. It probably has 100 million impressions. Would you say that's right?
It does. But I do want to, so again, and I'm trying to like focus like the conversation here on really the biggest, you know, again, you're my man. So it's like, we'll never really have like a real problem with each other when it comes to something like this. But just like, you know, on a debate level. But my problem with this is actually everybody at this point, and I did a lead up when I was introing this topic to explain your platform, what you've done, how you have, you know, essentially at this point, you are one of the biggest hip hop platforms and one of the biggest independent media platforms that was once ostracized and people, you know, tried to disrespect. At this point, I think you've taken your respect, and I love that. And you are putting out some of the greatest content. I love that too. But I do want to say when you put a tweet out like this, and you're right. I'm actually using your own words that you just said about like a minute ago, where you said you wanted to show how some people are stupid or dumb for even believing this. Well, you do realize that a lot of your own viewers that watched you over the years, when maybe you were ostracized for some of the hip hop interviews you now get, they watched you basically try to decode whether it was a Tupac's murder, whether it was Biggie's murder. And at that point, we've gotten official responses from all investigative bodies that sometimes went against what you later found, which later then came out, and we know that's the case with Tupac. So there's a time that we could have been watching your content and said, why does Vlad have this fucking lunatic on here talking all this shit? Years later, we see in Vegas, the guy got picked up for everything he said on your podcast. So what I'm saying is that how much are the people that are believing either any of this or some of it?
Say, this nigga here is a fucking twirler. He's a ballerina, y'all. He's low-key a ballerina. Now he's low-key mad that Vlad is not agreeing with his narrative that he's trying to pull out there. He's mad. And now he's telling Vlad, like, come on, man. He's low-key dissing Vlad at the same time. Because Vlad is basically saying, no, nigga, all that shit that I said was bullshit. And you can't string none of that shit together. It ain't no validity to none of that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Vlad 54 and trolling is crazy. Once Megan was on She-Hook, they got their Disney Connect. They gotta do the most to keep that slot, I believe. It's not worth it, bro. And She-Hook is a dud. She-Hook was a dud. You won't see another She-Hook, nigga. You won't see another She-Hook. Hulk, my bad, y'all. She-Hulk. Damn, I can't talk. Let's see. I don't know what Tory Lanez behavior he has done. Hold on. Stop going so fast, my nigga. Chill out. I don't know what Tory Lanez behavior he has done that make people believe he didn't shoot Meg. Everything I've seen public from him has been reckless, Napoleon complex type of shit. Okay, this is another commenter saying Diddy had his own island. Kanye knows. Vlad, hey. Okay. Ack, you finally seeing what Di was talking about. Watch your party die. Oh, watch the party die. It's deeper than Drake. Whoa, okay. It's Kendrick fanatics coming in. Okay, you're right technically from birth. Aren't we groomed to find another person and multiply? Yes, we are. What else y'all got for me? Man, I'll be glad when my motherfucking shit get like this nigga shit, bro. Niggas is just come in and just enthused what he's saying. Okay, Jay-Z on the list, but not Diddy. Jay-Z like I'm young. All these people with these fucked up ass opinions about my nigga Jay-Z. Yo Gotti burnt if Jay-Z Rock Nation. I said that earlier. Remember I said that earlier, y'all. Remember I said that earlier. What do y'all think Yo Gotti thinks about Jay-Z? Because nigga, he hold a lot of people's career in the rap game right now that's strong. Because nigga, Yo Gotti shit is popping. And that's Rock Nation. Somebody said Vlad Jay-Z interview coming. Yes, because Vlad is really helping Jay-Z. Like, and I thought he was going against Jay-Z. And that's why I made this deal today. Because I don't normally go live. I like to like craft my shit. What else we got? It said after they pull all their Trump files out of the batch. Come on, man. Niggas really hate Trump. Niggas hate Trump. Niggas hate Jay-Z. It's like that shit is go hand in hand. Then we got Kanye West ass came back into the little fold. What he got to say? I love Kanye West too, man, but I don't know if I can pick him over Jay-Z. I think I have to draw the line and just say, Kanye West, I love you, but I can't. If I gotta choose between him and fucking Jay-Z, I will pick Jay-Z over Kanye West. And I love Ye. I love Ye. But come on, Jay-Z different though. It's like Kanye is like Kanye is like a man that did great things. Jay-Z is like a god. He's incredible, man. Oh, my phone. Hold on, yeah, I'm not done. I'm still streaming, yeah. Chill, yeah. Okay? Chill. I'm almost done. I've been going for almost two. I know I've been going for a long time. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. No, don't do that because you're gonna knock that over. Let me go for a little bit more longer, okay? And I got you, okay? Chill. I don't understand that. Thank you. Submission. I love submission. I'm a man that loves submission and my dog submits. I will be hooking you up tonight, okay? I got you. Just let me finish this. Let me finish this stream, okay? Okay, where was I at?
Or even a piece of it stupid, or maybe, there's some things to be discussed. Maybe even if you were being, I think you were being satirical.
Look, part of my job is to educate my viewers as well. Like, I want the overall intelligence of my community to go up. And if that means I ostracize certain people who think that everything I said in that tweet is true, then I get it. You know, not every person is matched to a certain media personality, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, name me something in that tweet that has any level of truth, and I'll gladly discuss it. Now, if something comes forward, if it was proven that Jay paid off the doctor or had something to do with the judge or whatever else, and it goes to court and it gets proven in the same way that Epstein got proven, same way that what's his name? Harvey Weinstein got proven, then that's cool. We could discuss it. But these are all just weird allegations. These are all conspiracy theories. The same way that Tory's dad had that outburst at the end. It's like, it's all Rock Nation. Rah, rah, rah. That doesn't help anybody, man. That doesn't help anybody. It's not going to help, like, get Tory out. And at the end of the day, Tory has to work through the legal system. His appeal did not go through, which is, you know, not a surprise because only 2% of appeals goes through. If he finds, you know, now Tory wants to use his bodyguard, but his bodyguard has had a chance to actually testify during the trial. Tory had a chance to take the stand. Okay. And this is when I ran to his dad. The first thing I said was,
why didn't he take the stand?
I said what I said about your son, but I still feel that if he didn't do it, he should have taken the stand. And Dad's like, well, you know, he couldn't have done that. And I'm like, no, he could have. He could have done that. Because I interview lots of people who take the stand in their own cases and end up winning.
Okay. So, and again, I'm only going off things that, you know, I think people who are rational and reasonable could maybe say, well, that's interesting, and just have a question. And I'll mention one of those things, as you just said. Well, in your tweet, it says they paid off the doctor to lie about bullet fragments. She was never shot.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is the actual story of how all of that came about, right? This is not just lunatics making that up. Some people might believe that the doctors may have gotten some type of outside interference. I'll tell you why. Because after Megan Thee Stallion had contact with the police, and she said, I was not shot. I stepped on glass. She was transported to the Cedars-Sinai Hospital, and after they did an initial examination, there was an actual doctor, Dr. Lafredo, who said that the injury seems consistent with glass, not a bullet. So a doctor did say that. However, a further doctor, which I believe was an orthopedic doctor, then did a full scan of her foot, and then they actually said, yes, there are bullet fragments that we need to perform some minor surgery. So here's the thing. There's two different doctors.
Now, hold on, Ak. It seems like the first doctor who said that was a doctor who seen it at first. The second doctor seen it like the doctor that Meg said, look at my foot and what's going on. Whoa. Like a professional, which meaning like I can tell you what I said what went on and you can confirm it for me. That's what it seemed like to me. That's what it seemed like to me. But the fact of the matter is, something happened to this bitch foot and she's saying you did it, nigga. How can you beat that? How can you beat that? Not the person saying, I don't know who shot me. And then they convicting your ass. But the person who got shot said, you done it.
Doctors that we're hearing with two different situations. And the medical report was actually, it was supplemented to an LAPD report. So it's not that someone just wrote it up. So do you at least understand that if people do think that, oh, wait, why is that switch up? It's like when the government tells us, hey, COVID wasn't created in the lab. Then later they're like, yeah, that shit was created in the lab. Which one are we supposed to believe? If you hear multiple reports, it's normal for the human mind. It's not because they're lunatics or stupid for them to say, well, why did the answer change? And that's where speculation comes in.
Yeah, and I get it. And look, in a court of law, the judge instructs the jury to say that if this particular witness or whatever person who takes a stand is lying and is caught lying, you could say that everything else they're saying is lying as well, right? And in the case of Megan, she was caught lying multiple times outside of the courtroom. She did say she stepped on glass first. You know, her explanation was, I didn't want the police to start arresting everybody and everything else like that, you know, especially, you know, in this environment. I think it was COVID and the police were, you know, targeting black people and everything else like that. So yeah, she was caught lying with that. And also when she did Gayle King, they asked if her and Tory had a sexual relationship. She said no. Yes, she was caught lying with that too. And I think that's the problem, that Megan was lying a couple of times when she didn't have to. And that in turn made people think, well, she must be lying about every other single thing. But the thing is that she was not under oath with those other lies. When she takes a stand, she is under oath, and it's a whole different story. You know that. People say lots of shit in the media and in interviews. Once they take the stand, like we saw, like, for example, Cassie's story changed. The civil lawsuit said one thing, but once she took that stand and took that oath and was under threat of perjury, she started saying very different stories. Oh, yes, yes, I guess he did. I did say that he raped me, but I guess he didn't really rape me, at the end, because I went and saw him again multiple times after that. So, yeah, I guess that part of the lawsuit's not exactly true. You see what I'm saying? It is very different. I think.
And again,
I think that a lot of people are saying, well, Megan must be lying about everything because she lied about those couple things, right? And I get why people think that. I've never had a conversation with Megan, ever. I have no connection with her whatsoever. I don't know her manager. I don't know her. She's never reached out to thank me for being supportive of her during the whole time where I said, listen, Tori's going to go to jail over this. She's never thanked me for this. Like, I don't know her. I don't have a dog in this fight.
Hold
whatsoever.
the fuck on. I just seen something. Hold the fuck on.
Tory got.
Who is this nigga? I'm finna say something about your ass. Who is this? Garrett Dido. Jay a sellout. We know this. How is Jay a sellout? Everything they've been talking about has nothing to do with Jay-Z. Okay, now I don't know what he is in the live right now to make them be saying that. Maybe we gonna get farther in the live. I ain't even halfway through the live. This live still got a lot more. He had, this nigga had fucking 4 hours now. Yeah, almost. That's what he had right now, y'all. I'm right here. I'm at the 2-hour mark. And I done skipped over a whole bunch of the beginning part of it. So, but why is people saying Jay a sellout? We know this. How is he a sellout? How is Jay-Z a sellout, y'all? Let me move this out the way. How is Jay-Z a sellout? I don't understand how Jay-Z is a sellout. What else are they saying? DJ Vlad is an informant. The Pan-Africanism Hotep dude aren't serious. Never have been. Why is he talking about them? I don't. Jay-Z, a tether, also FBA. How the fuck is Jay-Z a tether? Shut up, people, bro. Y'all niggas is tripping, bro. Like, I don't understand y'all, bro. You're 100% a tether. You ain't gonna talk about Jamaicans. Bro, you see that shit? Do you see this shit? They said the same thing that I'm saying. He ain't talking about no Jamaicans. He talking about black people in America. Ack is not a tether. He's just Jamaican. A tether would be doing this. Oh, a tether wouldn't be doing this. So, yes. Ask Myron why he doesn't care about Sudan. Oh, they going in there. Oh, I love this crowd here. These people here is my people. These are people that be talking about shit I be talking about. Tariq Nasheed is a bozo. I would never in my life say that. They are not calling you a tether like that, Act, but you do say you're not American. Man, everybody's saying the same thing that I've been saying, bro. Everybody's saying what I'm saying. This nigga Act is a fucking tether, man. He don't like black people, bro. I don't know why. That's why I don't rock with Nicki Minaj no more, because I figured it out, bro. Like, she ain't us, bro. Like, Nicki Minaj ain't us, bro. I thought she was a down-ass hood black woman. She ain't even black, bro. Like, she's a fucking foreigner, bro. She got me. Just like, I've been knowing it about, what's the little Spanish chick from New York? What's her name? God damn. The one that's been looking like a fool. All these black niggas been putting their dick inside of her and having babies with her. Listen, how you gonna leave your husband and go to a football player thinking you upgraded? And this nigga been doing he even worse than your husband. He put a baby in you quickly, and now y'all already broke up. Now you got a whole nother child, and you can't go back to Offset. That shit is done deal. That shit is finito, bitch. She made an ass of herself. A total ass of herself. Now she out here screaming that I ain't with him no more. But you got the baggage with you. You got baggage with you. You got a whole nother baby, bitch. You got another infant with you, nigga. I don't care how much money you got, nigga. You're a slut bucket, baby. I'm sorry. You just a slut bucket, my nigga. Nigga didn't marry you or nothing. That's what I'm be understanding these whole. Let me take the wheel, Jesus. Let me get off this. All right, let's get back to the story. Let's get back to the story, God. Let's get back to the story. I'll get off. Oh shit. Let's get back. All right. We back focused. Let's get back into Jay-Z life. Get out of my situation.
Got convicted. Tory's appeal didn't go through. He's going to have to, sit out the whole rest of the time. And I don't think Jay had anything to do with this situation. I think Tory being drunk, Tory having a little man complex. You've seen all types of other violent incidents that Tory has had, right? Mm-hmm. He's threatened people. He's wanting to take guns. He played with guns and so forth. He had, substance problems. And ultimately, when someone is going through situations like that, things like this happen. Okay. And there's repercussions to that. And this is why he is where he is right now.
I'm not. Hey, listen, I think Tory made a couple of mistakes that night. I think he was chasing that punani. Yeah. Right. Just like many men, that insatiable thirst and appetite for, to.
I don't give a fuck. I still don't think the nigga shot the bitch. And like, why would he shoot her though? Like,
for beautiful women, that's pretty much kind of where everything kind of devolved and really, spiraled. So I agree with you. He made mistakes.
Hold on. I just want to say this. By the way, after I put this out, I had a message from one of the nurses that was there when Megan went to the hospital. And she said, I was a travel nurse in LA. Megan had bullet fragments removed from her heels. I seen this with my own eyes. I pulled out meds for the doctor for pain and to numb the area so she could tolerate the removal. Well, I think she had bullet fragments, man. I don't think Jay-Z bribed the doctor and threw some bullet fragments at him and said, hey, put these on the scene.
Well, tell that travel nurse congratulations on violating HIPAA laws. And, if they ever subpoena your DMs and they found out who that is, that person will be prosecuted.
Listen, you want to send messages out to the media outlets,
Hey, no, it's neither here nor there.
That is on you. I can't protect her at this point. I'm not saying her name at this point, but
it's neither here nor there. Vlad, I guess I hear your Tory specific points, and
see, look, Vlad is trying to help.
My thing is that
that's crazy, man. I was going against Vlad. Vlad is trying to help and trying to say, hey, it's this, bro. Like, you tripping, you tweaking, you fucking Jamaican. You fucking Jamaican trying to fuck up black people shit. And he talking about, oh, some law up in some nursing shit. I'm guessing that's what he said. So the little fucker, he knows something. All these fucking Africans and Jamaicans, they be in the nursing shit. So I'm pretty sure he know the code for telling other people's business. Just like when you're a therapist, you can't talk about what they said to you. I get it, nigga. Well, fuck you for pointing that out, because I hope people don't go try to go find that woman and get her fired.
The whole thing is that I won't agree, even though I know you're being satirical, whatever, but I do want people to know there's an invisible hand in mostly everything in America.
He says a visible hand. Why do you think it's Jay-Z though? Why can't it just be Rosie Perez? I said Rosie Perez. I mean Desiree. I said Rosie Perez. What the fuck was I thinking? I said Rosie Perez. That's crazy. She was fine back in the day, though. But why are you trying to link? What if Megan got a deep pocket and Megan is paying? Megan is bossing up and saying, hey, nigga, I pay for it. I don't need Jay-Z to do it. Maybe, what if it's the person who really into it is doing it? Where is Jay-Z? Oh, they talking about Drake and Jay-Z now? Oh, I need to keep going. He talking about Drake and Jay-Z now. Oh,
society,
this
whether
is
it's
a good
politics, whether it's media, whether it's hip hop, whether
China, it's gonna be at least about 2 more hours,
this whole new infrastructure with AI. There's always gonna be an invisible hand. And
they talking about Jay-Z
you think that
Drake
everything
right now
needs to be completely
Shit.
black and white without doubt for you to completely just believe it. No, doubt is what usually is the prerequisite for us to unearth some shit like the Epstein list, right? I'll give you this about the pardoning. Like, yes, I believe this is completely bullshit what you're saying. When you say Jay-Z paid for Trump not to pardon Tory, obviously Trump can't pardon Tory. It's a state case. But what we should be very aware of is that, number one, there's influence everywhere, and I'm gonna just use this quick analogy. If you think that this is like politicians don't get influence, maybe not paid, because yes, you go to jail if that's found out. But if you think that there's not influence anywhere, think about this, okay? In 2025, Trump pardoned a host and list of people. If you really look at that list, you'll...
What does this have to do with Jay-Z? What Trump doing and pardoning people? How are you linking this to Jay-Z, nigga? Like, I'm trying to be calm, bro. I'm trying to look through the whole thing. I'm stopping. I'm giving my input on this whole thing. But I'm here for Hove. And it seems like other people is in some bullshit. And just because they got a record deal or something, you trying to pull Jay-Z into the situation. Man, this nigga's on a beach somewhere, man. Tell them Blue Ivy to stop fucking with thug little boys and kissing the most beautiful woman in the world, which is Beyonce Knowles, nigga. I ain't call her Carter, nigga. She's Beyonce Knowles to me, nigga. She deserve her own people last name. That woman is beautiful. That woman is a fucking goddess to me. I fucking love his wife. I love her. I love Beyonce. I don't love her music, nigga. Her music is fire, yes, but I love who she represent. I love the staple she is, nigga. That's why I won't let y'all tear down Jay-Z. You got me fucked up, DJ Facademics. Mouse Man. Shout out to Erica Badu. Mouse Man. Minnie Mouse. Mouseademics. That's his name. DJ Mouseademics. DJ Mouseademics. Get your lame ass on somewhere, man. You always trying to tear down black people, bro. Talk about Jamaicans, nigga. Lame-o. You, just like Marvin Gaines, talk about Sudan. Lame-o. And Anton Danes, when we find out really where your people from, because we know you ain't us, boy. Boy. Talk about your own people. DJ Mouseademics.
You'll start to kind of realize how stuff goes. Number one, yes, Kentrell Gaulden was pardoned, which obviously we know is actually not pardoned. His sentence actually was pardoned. Yeah, he is pardoned for his sentence with the gun, and his thing was commutated, which is his jail sentence, or it was on house arrest at the time. But if you look at the other people on that list, right, one includes, and some of these names, at least for the public, they might not know who these people are, but Julie Chrisley and also, or Chrisley, I think I might be saying the name wrong, and Todd Chrisley. Both of them also got pardoned. Those are the ones that really, those are the bigger things and bigger fish to fry than Youngboy. Youngboy gets the conversation. But go look at what they did and look at how, if you think these things are random, The daughter of both of them spoke at the Republican National Committee, the RNC conference a year ago, a year before. The same month, they did an interview on Fox with a "Make America Great Again" hat, really chanting, "Yo, we love Trump, we love Trump." If you think it's just random that her mom gets pardoned and her dad gets pardoned after that, there's no influence on whether it's Trump or even Gavin Newsom, okay, all right, the coincidences are just too crazy. But if you then say Gavin Newsom, who actually does have the power.
DJ Academics. You not AI, my nigga. Remember you said this earlier. You, like, AI does this. You doing it wrong, nigga. AI wouldn't do what you doing right now. You sound like an idiot. You sound like you just want to string some shit and pull black people into it. You know all this about Newsom and all this. Shut the fuck up, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man. You ain't finna try to do nothing but straw man and bring Jay-Z into some incriminating situation that's gonna make you look crazy. Think about it. Who does DJ Academics, who do he big up? That's black. Who do he goes out of his way for that's black? Who? I know he likes Drake, but Drake is mixed and Canadian. So who does he like? Who did he jump behind? It's black American. He's going at Lil Baby. I know he don't like Lil Baby. I've seen that. He don't rock with Kanye West now. Seen that. Who does he like? Oh, he loves 6ix9ine. He rock with 6ix9ine. Who else does he rock with? Shows over a lot of support. I don't know nobody else besides Drake and 6ix9ine. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm an old head. Maybe I don't know enough about this little nigga. But DJ Academics, nah.
To pardon Tory. If you think there's been zero influence while he, like, again, maybe he's not speaking about the case particularly, no one's asking about it, but he's putting up posts using Meg Thee Stallion songs. Okay? Not once, not twice, multiple times at this point from what I've seen, unless maybe some of those are edits, but definitely at least once because I saw it on his account. Then you see him basically, shoulder to shoulder at the, like, what I think has kind of replaced the Rock Nation brunch because it got too hot because of Diddy, is pretty much all this Fanatics Fest stuff. They now do the white parties and they do all the, hey, this is the industry, rigmarole, the shish kebab. This is the place where we all get it going. You see Gavin Newsom there. He's putting up a bunch of Meg Thee Stallion stuff. Maybe he's just a fan. Maybe he likes to twerk. I hear he's into trans stuff, but whatever. Either that's the case, or maybe the people who he's rubbing shoulders with, they might say, hey, listen, just if this ever comes on your desk, we can't pay you. That's clearly fraud, and that's a jailable offense. But we don't fuck with that guy, Tory. I don't know, and I wouldn't have proof of it because if I did, it would be a bigger story. But it is an interesting coincidence that the governor is hanging with the niggas that basically wouldn't want to see Tory out. And essentially, when he's posting, trying to make political ads, he's using Meg Thee Stallion songs. I don't know. Coincidence again, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's not like Tory was on the verge of getting pardoned. Even the Menendez brothers didn't get pardoned. And they did like 30 years. At the end of the day, you can't go to any country, right? Let an American go to any country in the world and shoot one of their citizens and think that they're going to get pardoned by the governor or president of that country. Seriously, just take a step back. Tory is not an American citizen. He may sound American when he raps and talks, but he is a Canadian citizen. He's going to get deported the day he gets out.
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing.
No. That's a big deal. deal.
No, I hear what you're saying, but Gavin Newsom,
There's already a huge incentive
Yeah.
for Gavin Newsom not to pardon this guy. This guy has never been on the verge of getting pardoned. He went to the Supreme Court of California and they struck it down.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. Gavin Newsom, though, he's been preventing ICE from coming into his state because he's not into deportation. So what you're saying about Tory, he technically wouldn't be with. So it's
no. You can't compare an old man that's been living in this country for 30 years, getting roughed up and thrown into a van and sent back to Mexico, than someone who comes over to shoot somebody. I don't think that Gavin Newsom has a problem with illegal aliens who shoot people in California getting deported. I think he's totally fine with those people getting deported.
Vlad, he is.
Okay, it's not the same. No, you can't. You can't connect those two dots.
Vlad, LA itself is a sanctuary city. Like they literally are saying when they release their inmates, even if there's a federal hold detainer that should instantly transfer them to ICE, they're actually going against federal orders. When ICE asked if they could round up people in LA County, they said, no, you out there, you know what's up. So don't act like this guy. Again, I'm not, obviously we're getting into weeds here, but the idea that you're trying to say, this was completely off the table because this guy is going to be deported. Well, the guy that would be considering it don't even believe in deportations, technically, if we're talking about what he outwardly supports.
We're not even talking about deportation. We're talking about a foreigner coming into this country and shooting one of the U.S. citizens.
Facts.
No one's for this. Nobody's cool with this.
Nobody.
Nobody's
not explicitly, but if you're not down to stand against them getting deported, it seems like you're looking at it not like that.
Governors before. I have connections with governors, right? I have certain governors on text that answer back right away, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell them to go against, to go and pardon somebody who went into their state and shot somebody from a different country. Like, it's a whole different situation. Being an ICE sanctuary city and actually, freeing someone who shot a woman who's an American citizen who came from another country to do it. No one is cool with this. Nobody's going to co-sign this. I don't think Trump would have pardoned Tory if it was a federal case.
You know what? I never looked at it like that. Like, that is a foreigner motherfucker came and shot Megan. I never looked at it like that. Now I look at it different now, y'all. Fuck Tory Lanez, nigga. Tory Lanez, you need to stay your bitch ass in jail. I've just been swayed. That nigga is a foreigner, nigga. That nigga ain't American. Megan is American. And she from